Alright, guys. Alright, this is Open Dragon Mouth number 28. Alright, I don't have much to talk about for this week. I am getting stuff ready for Anthrocon next week. I am really excited on going. Alright, but before we get to that, there is just one piece of news I get to get off. Over in the mascot world, we are going to be losing one legendary performer. His name is Curtis Dvorak, who plays Jaxson Ville over for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Been performing for them for 19 years. He has just a few days ago officially retired. He started off at a 1996 preseason game against the San Francisco 49ers. And it has been one that's made a big impact in the NFL. Some controversial stuff, but such as the terrible towel with the Ebola thing. But he's been one that's made a big impact no matter where he's performing. So those are going to be very big shoes to fill. And of course, there have been questions on whether they're going to be even bringing the character back, which from what I'm seeing that they will. But that's quite a big spot to fill. And I'm already seeing some people on YouTube trying to show that they're good for the part. Wonder how much experience they have, though. Alright. Now let's get to the real stuff. Anthrocon. Coming up next week. Now, before I get to the schedule, I want to make sure everyone knows about this. It is the Anthrocon Operations Hotline. Now, they've done this in previous years, but I want to make sure you all know about this. This hotline opens on Wednesday afternoon and will shut down on Monday morning. It is something that is manned 24/7, and during that time, it can answer any questions that you might have. Calls made outside those days will go straight to voicemail, and if you have to do that, they recommend you send an email to them. But if you need to speak to someone from operations with a question or concern, you call 832-FUR-OPS-1. That's 832-FUR-OPS-1. Alright, so let's get to the schedule for Anthrocon. And as usual, it is growing every single year. We might top 6,000 attendees this year. We'll see. Alright, we'll start with Thursday. We'll have our pre-con social mixer at 6:30 p.m. And they're going to put this one at the Allegheny Room in the Westin. Let's see, Thursday night dance, 10 o'clock. That'll take place at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom over at the Convention Center. Other than that, not much going on Thursday. On Friday, I looked at this one during a Fermi, and we were talking about the potential happenings to this. A parkour panel at 10 a.m. Being held in the Butler Room in Weston. We were just talking about someone actually trying that. And especially if you tried it at first, I just seen them flop on their face. I'm just visioning it. But it's actually a history and development panel. Let's see. There's one on public fursuiting and meetup. So if you have any Fermies over in public areas, I would recommend you look at this. Because there have been, during the time we've been for like one or two instances where we've had some issues concerning fursuiters being in the area. Well, this will take place at the Pennsylvania Room in Weston. Opening ceremonies will start at 10:30 a.m. over at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. Let's see. We also have, if this is going to be your first Anthrocon, I do recommend you go to the panel that's right after that at noon, being held in Allegheny in the Weston. We got a lot of video game stuff going on at 12 o'clock. First, we have Sonic Freedom Fighters, Caught Off Guard, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Of course, Open Video Gaming and the Dealer's Room will be open at noon. Let's see. Oh yes, the Furry and the Media panel. I've attended this a couple times. Pretty much the same thing that I've experienced as I did in a Dragon's Den video a couple years ago. But I do recommend you look at this one. This will take place at Allegheny in the Weston. We have a Furry Rock concert, and it's going to be Schrodinger's Cat that will be performing at 2 p.m. over in the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. If you're going to be in the charity poker tournament, the registration will take place at 2 p.m. over at Tabletop Gaming. Also, Bucktown Tiger will be performing at 3 o'clock. This will be at the Convention Center rooms 319 through 321, which is the performance panel room. If you think you got what it takes, there's an open mic panel at 3 p.m. over at... it'll be a performance, but they have yet to announce where it's going to take place, so keep an eye on the schedule for its location. But the charity poker tournament will officially start at 3 p.m., and I assume that's going to be tabletop. Yep, it's going to be at rooms 413 to 415. Anyone that's into Pokemon, there is a XY tournament over in video games at 3. First 2 games will be taking place at the same time at Allegheny. I doubt Spike's fit for that. Let's see. What else do we got? Fox of War is performing, of course. You know, we got a lot of performances going on Friday. That's going to be at Spirit of Pittsburgh. Let's see. Oh, yes. We have a panel with our guest of honor. I think you'll all already know who it is. I will talk about him in just a few minutes. This will take place at room 407 at the Convention Center. I'll talk about this guy in just a few minutes. I'll get to him. To the Ranting Griffin is performing at 6:30, and as usual, the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. If you haven't seen him yet, please go see him. He has some great stuff. Dance competition preliminaries will take place at Allegheny, and that's at 7:30. Oh, what else we got? Karaoke. I love doing this. It's at 9 p.m. This will take place at Westmoreland in the Weston. We have a fursuit friendly dance taking place at the Allegheny that will go from 10 till midnight. If you're going to the regular dance, that will take place at Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom, and that one will go till 2 a.m. But also, one of my favorite things, Whose Line Is It Anyway? It will take place at 11 p.m. And what room is it going to be in? It will be at 319 to 321. On Saturday, if you're going to be performing in the Masquerade, rehearsals will be starting at 8:30, and it will be at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom, and it will be ending at noon. Let's see. Now, if you're into mascot performing in the professional level, there's a Q&A session with our guest of honor at 10 a.m. at Westmoreland. The dealer's room and video gaming will be open at 10 a.m. Let's see what else we got. If you're at the super sponsor level, you'll have a lunch at 11:30 at Allegheny. Our fursuit parade will start at 1 p.m. throughout the convention center. It will be starting in Hall A, which is if you're going towards the dealer's den, through that little hallway, it'll be on the right-hand side. Of course, I would expect that they'll be covering those up for the photo. Oh, what else do we got? Oh, yes, Matthew Ebel's performing. How many performers is that now? I think that's 4 performers. So Matthew Ebel will be there performing at Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. That'll be at 4 o'clock. And then Nick the Singing Dog is also performing. We're getting everyone here. And that will be at 5 o'clock, and that will be at room 407. Oh, here's one that seems to be up my alley. Disney Fan Meetup. Villainous 4/10. That'll be at Butler, starting at 5. Any bronies, there's a panel just for you. That's at 6 p.m. being held at Westmoreland. Oh, yes, Kage's Story Hour, starting at 7 p.m. being held at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. The Masquerade will be starting at 9 p.m. and it says it's going to end at 10:30. And I believe that's Spirit of Pittsburgh. Yes, it is. And then Saturday Night Dance will be starting at 10 p.m. going to midnight. And that's the fursuit-friendly dance, I should say. The regular dance will start at 11. And that will be going all the way till 2 a.m. in the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. On Sunday, let's see, everything should be opening up at 10 a.m. Pepper Coyote concert. So that's, how many is that now? 7? 7 performers now? That'll be at Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom at 11 a.m. Charity auction starting at 12:30, and that will be at room 407. What else do we got? We got the general auction of the art show at 2 p.m. being held at 407. Radio Universe and the Rabbit Hole Live will be performing at 2 p.m. That's being held at the Pennsylvania Room. Once again, that's 2 o'clock. If you want anything from the art show, you can pick them up at 2 p.m. at Hall C. Team Fursuit games will be starting at 2:30, and that will be going on at Allegheny. The charity event with Kage and 2 will be at 3:30, and I believe is that Spirit of Pittsburgh? Yes, it is, because they had it the last time. Closing ceremonies at 5:30 at the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom, and then the Dead Dog Dance will be taking place, and the thing just falls out of the screen, which I can't scroll down. Maybe I can. Let me see. Oh, yes, I can. Okay. I have to do a little tricky scroll up. And that will take place at Westmoreland. So those are some of the events going on. Okay, now let's get to our guests of honor. We'll start with our voice artist, Kim Lynn Tran. Now, she originally didn't know how to speak English, but she grew up talking. She learned how to speak English. She also learned how to squawk, screech like animals. and it would get her into voice acting. Now, she is a relative newcomer into the industry, but she already has over 200 online projects under her belt, and applies her skills into video games, animation, anime, and more. She has done Skullgirls, she's done Fidget in Dust and Elysian Tale, Queen Serecta, Ven, Lightningbringer, and Penitent Lodestone in Heroes of Newerth. So she'll be around here. And our second guest of honor, oh boy, I never thought I would see this guy. He has done many performances for the past few decades around sporting stadiums all around the country. It's the freaking San Diego Chicken! Performer is known as Ted Giannoulas. Now, grew up in Canada to some Greek immigrant parents. Ted was a humorous child, but never the class clown at school. But when the family moved to San Diego years later, he got into college with a job as a rock and roll radio station to dress as a chicken for a promotional gimmick in 1974. He took it further and produced a unique character renowned throughout the world, even after 5 decades, and credited with single-handedly establishing the art of a modern sports mascot. And I think this chicken still makes appearances to this day, if I'm right. He's performed to more than 70 million people in all 50 states, 8 countries. So he's even made the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, and you know what? He's even made a message to all the furries on Uncle Kage's YouTube page. Do check that out. I mean, it's very brief, but it's worth watching. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to talk about? If you haven't registered yet, and you're crazy for not doing so before the con even starts, at the door membership will be $60. Sponsorship will be $110. Super sponsor at $250. And as always, this will take place at the West End. And of course, we have different hotels, and I believe that all the hotel room blocks are sold out. Let's see, what are the what's our backup hotels? Because we have a lot more than I've seen before. Because I think last year we had 5. This year we have 8. Of course, we got the DoubleTree, we got the Courtyard, we got the Omni. We're adding to it the Hampton Inn Suites Pittsburgh, the Marriott Pittsburgh City Center, the Renaissance, and I believe we've had Wyndham before. Because I know we had a 5th before. Alright, so what else do we have here? Because I know I am missing something else, and that happens to be our charity. Let's see, this year's charity, Anthrocon has selected the Western Pennsylvania Humane Society. Their mission is to provide the most comprehensive, compassionate, and humane services to enhance the lives of companion animals for families and the community. If you want information on them, check out their website at wpahumane.org. That you can also be reached through their representative. Her name is Sarah Shively. You can reach her at sshively@wpahumane.org or by phone at 142-321-4625, extension 244. Now, to give you a background of what has been going on with the charities throughout the past few years, we have grown the donations for the past 4 years. Back in 2011, Toonseum had 11,522. In 2012, Hello Bully gained 20,656. In 2013, with the Equine Angels Rescue, we've raised 31,255. And last year, with the National Aviary, we've raised 32,372. So the trend is growing right now. So there are many different ways you can donate to them, whether it be the charity auction, you can donate them to them at their table. There's many different ways. So you'll have plenty of opportunity to donate to them. Is there anything else I am missing? I do not think so. Alright, so if you want more information on Anthrocon, just go to anthrocon.org. Okay, and just one last thing. It is the beginning of a new month, so I got to get through the list of all the events going on. Now, as I said, Anthrocon starting on July 9th, next week. If you're over in Germany and are not able to make it to Anthrocon, don't worry. There's another event going on for you. It's Fur Wanted. It is a mostly Western-themed fur con, and it'll be held at Bavaria, Germany. On the 11th to the 18th is Lakeside Furs being held in Austria. On the 17th to the 18th will be a London Furs, and it will be, let's see, it's the Summer Weekender. Do we have a location of where it is? Yeah, all it's telling me that it's in the London area. That's all I know. On the 22nd to the 26th, we got two events. We got East, or EastCon, in Eastern Germany. And we also have on the 22nd to the 25th is Furtastic over in Denmark. We got three different events going on the last weekend of July. On the 30th, we got Fur Stock, which will be held in Poland. We also have Campfire Tales over in Oregon. And on the 31st will be Megaplex over in Orlando. Alrighty, I believe that is everything I need to talk about here. Wow, I've gone through only 3 topics and I've already wasted 23.5 minutes. Alrighty. I think that's quite successful for a video. Alright, so like I said, I will be at Anthrocon. I'm pretty easy to spot. You can either the big green dragon, or you can just find me by my badges, or the brown hair on my head. Okay, so that's pretty much going to do it. This dragon's mouth is now closing.